Thank you all for watching HCKT TV. Everett, Kentucky is my hometown, and if you like to ride off-road vehicles, please consider visiting. We have a wonderful ATV park with over 7,000 acres to ride, so please come visit. And don't be a window shopper. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please just scan this QR code. I want to thank you all for watching. God bless you all, and let's get into this video. Here is the interview with Harlan Canterbury, who is running for Magistrate for District 2. And of course, thank you, veterans, for your service. What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I want to thank y'all for watching. Well, we're going this morning to interview Harlan Canterbury, who is running for Magistrate here in District 2, where I live. Same position that BJ Fee is running for. So I'm going down here to meet him at Harlan Glass, which is a business that he owns. So let's get down the road and let's get it done, get it started. All right, everyone. I'm here with Mr. Harlan Canterbury, who is running for Magistrate District 2, which is where I live at. So, Carl, I would like to ask you what motivated you to run for District 2 Magistrate, and what do you hope to achieve?
That's a good question, a question that I've thought about considerably. And this is not a whim for me. I was considering this last election cycle, and timing just wasn't right. But as we saw the new election season coming in, I felt that it was. And the reason is I have a burden and a desire for people. If there's anything that I'm known for, is I love people. I love to talk to people. I love to communicate with people. I like to jump in and help. I've always said that I was a middle linebacker. I have to be in the middle of everything. I have to touch it. I have to be a part of it, and that's who I am. That's how we fix things. Getting involved, getting a hold of it, and being a part of it, being a part of the community. If it's door to door, if it's a water outage, if it's somebody making a post that they need help, I'm all in. I just want to help. So my desire and my motivation was, it comes from serving people, the desire to serve people. And part B of that question, what do I think I can do to help? Just because I care about people, I want to listen to their concerns and their problems. And sometimes just helping, becoming a solution, is to listen first. Your problems must become my problems, and your issues must become my issues. And we can't disregard that. And I have a desire to help and make a change.
Okay. What experience do you have with budgeting and financial management, and how would you prioritize county spending?
Budgeting and spending, as many may know, I'm a small business owner. I've owned and operated Harlan Glass Services since 2010. And it wasn't very long after taking hold of the business, we had the coal crisis, where coal sales bottomed out, and just coal and mining in Harlan County just about disappeared for a couple years. We're a coal-related business. Even though we do glass, we serve coal companies with heavy equipment glass, but living in a coal community, everything is led by coal. Whether it's your restaurants, whether it's your lumber yards, everything revolves around coal in a community as we live in. So when coal fell down, we really had to tighten in our budget, take a look at things, take a look at our spending, our overhead, our inventory, and we had to adjust. And it was a big adjustment, but we survived through that. And as coal came back a little bit, we did too. And then we faced the pandemic. When you have to lock your business up or close your doors because the sickness or mandates or whatever, of course, that's a very difficult challenge to make. But we worked right through it. We were an essential business. We kept our doors open. We worked, we labored, we got out. We were still in with the people. Even when they make us sick, we still got out into the community and we still worked. So knowing that was also an economic challenge. So we had to relook at our budget and line things out, had to make good decisions. You know, you have to save, you have to cut, you have to plan ahead. And I believe all that will come into play working alongside the fiscal court, working with those gentlemen that are in there, their budgeting, taking a look at each district, taking a look at the county in a whole, what needs to be done, how it needs to be achieved, and make good financial decisions, not only for in the moment, but looking down the road what we may need. Co-severance funds that come in, federal dollars that come in, state dollars that come in. We have to collectively make a budget, look at it, and we have to expect and we have to plan. And being as an owner of a business, I think that's gave me a foot up that we can take a look at that and understand the impacts that will come.
Yeah, I agree with that. How do you plan on engaging with the public to make sure their voices are heard?
That's also a good question. Being out there with them. When you're out there with them, you can hear them. You can hear all the grumblings, you can hear all the complaints, you can hear all the good things. So that is one way, being a part of the community, in the community. Another thing, I hope to be able to create an office at my home or create an office here at my shop, whatever I need to do, and have a line. My son started us a Facebook page for Canterbury Magistrate for District 2. We'll keep that. If we win, I hope to win, we'll keep that page, and that'll be a place where our community can engage with me. They can reach me. Once I win, if I need to, I'll make my private top secret cell phone number available to my constituents and let them know if they need me, they can get a hold of me. If you can't be reached and if you can't be caught, it's hard to know what's going on in the community. So I want to be reachable, whether it's through online platform, whether it's telephone, whether it's text messaging, whether it's email. I'm on top of all that. I've run my business that way for years. I have suppliers all the way around the world, and some of them I've never met, only through an email or text message. So I'm into technology, whatever it takes.
That sounds good. As more young people go to the polls now, they might not know what problems the magistrate handles. What would you like the public to bring to your attention if you're elected?
The number one job and priority of the county judge executive is public safety. As being a magistrate, we are an extension of that. We're the boots on the ground in the community. Public safety is very important to me. And one of our number one priorities would be public safety, to make sure our people are safe. If you don't feel safe in your home, what are you going to do? You're going to pack your stuff up and leave and go somewhere else where you do feel safe. I think the Clover Fork is one of the best communities in all of Harlan County. I'm not knocking any other community. My job sends me to all the counties, or all the districts throughout the county, and a lot of the counties in the state and other states. So we do a lot of traveling. And I'm a United States Army veteran. I've traveled. I've been places, and there's no place like home to me. And home to me is up in the Clover Fork. I love it. The people are just absolutely second to none. You don't have to be afraid to go to the grocery store because they're going to make eye contact with you and they're going to say, hello, how you doing? Public safety will be number one. We want to make sure everyone feels safe in their homes. We want to make sure that our parks are clean and well maintained and taken care of. So when our children are in our parks, that they feel safe, that parents of our children feel safe while they're there. Make them safe places that they can play and have fun. Another thing would be is to help maintain and oversee our county roads and our projects that we have going on. Get out there and do it hands-on. I believe we got to be hands-on when it comes down to it. And I'm very hands-on. I'm a middle linebacker. I'm right in the middle.
Well, I want to say thank you for your service. I love
Yes,
our
sir.
vets. I mean,
Yes,
I have
sir.
much respect for our vets. Moving on, Hope High is one of the projects expected to be put in District 2. It would be a great asset to the community. However, a lot of work must be done to get Hope High moving forward. Do you have plans to help the city of Everett, which is the largest city in your district, make Hope High a reality?
Certainly, certainly. Anything that I could do to better our community as a whole, anything that we can do to help them move forward and grow and expand. Our little towns are very important to us. If we lose our little towns, we lose our identity. My heart was broken when we lost our high school, and our high school moved out. Everett High School was where I went, the camaraderie, the people, the desire. And I felt like when we lost our high school, we lost some of our identity. Everett City lost some of its identity when Everett was taken out, the high school. Whatever I could do as magistrate, as a voice in the fiscal court to help these projects for the city of Everett go, I'm all for it. If it will benefit them, benefit our communities, absolutely. We have hundreds of young people up and down the Clover Fork, up in Black Mountain, up our fork of the river, over in North Everett, Aegis, Jones's Creek, Verda area, all kinds of young people. Anything that these projects can do to help our young people, to encourage them to want to stay instead of graduate high school, go to college, and never come back. Whatever we can do to keep our people here, providing jobs, providing opportunities, providing resources. So I think it's a good thing, and in my power and ability, I do whatever I could do to support it.
That sounds good. So, you are a supporter of tourism, correct?
Oh,
For
yes,
the county?
absolutely. For the county, yes, and the city.
Okay, there's 2,000 acres of land which has never been added to the Black Mountain Off-Road Park. The addition of that 2,000 acres would boost tourism by about 15 to 20% by adding new trails, things to ride and see. Do you have any plans to contact the landowners which are in Pennsylvania to get this addition added to the park?
That would be fantastic if we could. I honestly want to say I did not have plans about this. I did not know that the acreage was available. I'm all about honesty too. Knowing this, absolutely. Absolutely. If we can grow our park and make it better, make it safer, get more wheels on the ground up in there, absolutely. I think it's a very important thing. Tourism is a very good thing. Tourism brings identity, and there are so many off-road parks coming in now. There's so many zip lines coming in now. All those other communities are pulling for the same dollar. Mm-hmm. So anything that we can do to benefit our county, to benefit our area, the little city of Everett, which I love, anything that we can do, I'm for it. If there's anything, a phone number I can call, these are things that I have been researching and trying to find out. So I'm all for it.
Well, if you want to research that more, the people that on the Putney side was the one that asked that question there.
Yes, okay. That's Mr. Foster, I believe is his name, yes. I know him and his family well.
500 acres of land is located in District 2 that just recently sold to land developers. It was known locally as the Harlan 500. The plan is to build lodge, cabins, playgrounds, and keep as much natural beauty as possible. Does this fit into your vision of Everett in District 2?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I met the gentleman a few days ago, and we got to talk for a little while, and his wife. And I think it's a fantastic idea. Again, it comes down to pulling dollars in. At the moment, I would imagine that there's only a certain amount of places for people to come in and stay. They can come and stay at the hotel in Harlan or at the inn out near the hospital. They can stay there. Some people have opened up their homes as bed and breakfasts. I think it's fantastic if they was to do that. I think there is a way that consciously they could do some clear cut and make room for house seats and roads and trails and still maintain the beauty. I don't think you have to go in there and clear cut everything. I think there's a good conscious way things can be done. These people coming in from out of state, they see something in Harlan that some of us that live here, we take for granted. They recognize this. Making room for housing, lodging, trails, absolutely. And if elected as magistrate, there's anything that I could do to help that, be a voice on the fiscal court, I'm for it.
Sounds good. Other counties around Harlan have removed the railroad tracks and turned them into ATV roads, which keeps the ATVers off the main roads for fast moving traffic. It would also allow the visitors of the county to visit other areas as well safely. Would you be in favor of doing that if it was possible?
Certainly. Up in our area, which from about Llewellyn up,
Yes.
the tracks have already been removed. Just as quick as they removed, there was fences put up. So that's limited some of that. Some of the railroad access has come into 911 runarounds, which is very important. I would love to see any unused railroad tracks be removed, graded down. We need some emergency roads, especially up Clover Fork, from Everett's to Coates. We all understand the mountain slides that come off and block the roads for days at a time. And what little access we have, it's not safe. We could go across Slope Holler, but when we're in a flood event, Slope Holler's not usually, that's Highway 179. It's not a good road usually. Or we could go across Glenbrook at Goose Bottom and come back around. All this is adding miles to the trips and hazards. I'd be all for it. And I'd like to also say, all the unused railroad tracks that have railroad crossings, I'd like to see those things took out, graded down to a normal level. These railroad crossings they're not being maintained. County can only do so much. State can only do so much when they belong to someone else. I like to see them cut out. I don't know about your suspension on your vehicles and your tires, spikes coming up, poking tires, warping wheels, running suspension on our vehicle. I'd like to see these things wiped out. They took the one out, the furthest one up at Goose Bottom, right before you start at Glenbrook. Fantastic. It would save money in the long run for the state if they were to remove them. And then you have like railroad crossings over in Coates. If the trains are not rolling, move those out. The crossings are very steep and they create a blind spot as their safety hazard. Take them out. If we don't need them, take them out. I would appreciate it. My motorcycling friends would appreciate it, crossing rough crossings on motor. I take them out. Our wheeling friends up and down the road wanting to ride wheelers and ATVs on the highways. That would give them a safe place out of traffic. But I understand currently, you get behind, you're just behind them. We just need to be patient, let them get to where they're going. Especially our out-of-town guests may not know they can ride on the railroads or the back roads to get where they're going. We just need to be patient with them and let them ride. After all, when they stop at the gas pump and put fuel in there, they're paying a highway tax. So they have a right to be there.
Yeah, they've governed a lot of those down there slow. Mine, thankfully, is older and it can run 60, and I can pretty much keep up with traffic on 38. But I've got behind some, you can tell they're to the floor, and they're doing 40.
Certainly.
I've seen a lot of parks and playgrounds in District 2 get vandalized recently over the past few months. Do you have any plans to help the city put a stop to that vandalism to the public playgrounds?
Okay, and you're asking just for the city parks, or are you talking about District 2 parks?
Well, all parks in general in your district. I just know the city of Everett has a real bad problem with them getting vandalized.
It is a real situation, especially in some of these rural, remote areas. Some of them doesn't even have electricity, and we know that some of our parks have signage, some of our county parks that you're not supposed to be in them after dark. I'm a strong proponent of lighting our parks and make them usable at night. There's just some things about sitting in a park that's fun. Swinging on the swing in the dark, on a merry-go-round in the dark, shooting ball in the dark in the cool of the evening after it cools down in the middle of the summer. I would like to light our parks. Lighting them at night would go a long way of keeping them safe. And I know that it's an expense, and all expenses come down to budgeting and prioritizing. To put some type of Wi-Fi in our parks to where then they can monitor them with a camera. I know it's not 100% feasible to keep a police officer in every single park 24 hours a day. Economically, it just can't happen. Part of our parks are normally in our residential areas. I'm a big proponent of community watch. The more eyes you have are looking at something, the more the other people know that they're being watched. I believe in if you see something, say something. We're living in an intolerant type of day that people don't want to say anything because they don't want to be smashed later. I would rather somebody say something, and I would rather report something happening in my park or in my community and get a little flack from it, to know that dollars aren't being destroyed because swings are being caught on fire, or barbecue grills are being cut off and hauled out of the community and put somewhere else. I like to see our parks lit up. I like to see them be usable in the night. I would like to see Wi-Fi cameras be put up in them. And like I say, it goes down to budgeting and prioritizing. So I've got ideas, plans.
Sounds good. How would you ensure transparency and accountability in your decision-making process? What steps are you going to what steps are you going to take to maintain the public trust?
To be open and honest to begin with. I feel like integrity goes a long way. And I've tried to teach my boys that their name goes farther than anything else that they have or possess. If you have a good name, they see you coming, that's a good man. If you've got a bad name, when they see you coming, all they see is trouble. I feel like I've tried my very best to keep a good name, a good report. I'm a minister. I've been a minister of the gospel since the early 2000s. And when my pastor and a group of ministers stood around me and laid hands on me to pray for me and ordained me into the ministry, one of the key things was keep thyself unblemished and keep thy ministry unblemished. And I've tried that, but not only with my ministry, with my life, my business. I try to run my business with integrity. I try to treat people with genuine integrity that I feel that they deserve. And all these things come right back to the same thing. I want to be open with the people. I want to be able to maintain my record as I keep records here and documents that I need. I want to keep them available, that within the bounds of the law, if somebody asks, I want to be able to produce it for them. If they want a copy of the meetings, if they want a copy of a statement, I want to make that available to them within accordance to the law. I don't want to hide anything. I don't have anything to hide. Don't want to hide nothing, because I do believe that what we do in secret will be pronounced on the rooftops. So we have to be very careful. And I'm all about, I want to share. I want to be open with the people, and that comes back down to loving and caring for people. If you care for them, you're going to treat them right. You're going to be right in their eyes.
Yeah, I love that comment about the rooftops. That's true. Would you support making county meetings and documents available online? If so, how would you implement it? Like, your monthly meetings, would you support putting that online for your public meetings there, at the courthouse? Would you support putting that online?
I would. I do know that it's already filmed and opened. Each meeting is filmed and it's made open and available. I think they live stream it. That there's something you can do about that. If I'm mistaken in that, then by all means. I do know that the fiscal court meetings are available and open to the public. They meet third Tuesday every month. They're open. And I've found that if there's something in the community you want to know what's going on, go to the meetings, attend them, sit in and see what's going on, see where your dollars are going. That is a good way to do it. Making them available online by notable means, yes, I support that within the governance of law, and transparency as far as that goes. I do. Our people have a right to know what's going on. I know there's some folks that just physically limited in being able to attend a fiscal court meeting. I do know that. Logistics for some people that have ties to this town that live out of town, I'm sure they would love to know.
Right. That sounds good. Do you support the use of body cameras by law enforcement officers in Harlan County? And if so, how would you implement to help get that funding program?
I do support the use of body camera footage for two ways. Number one, it keep the officer accountable and safe, and it keep the public accountable and safe. The he said, she said, that don't always go. But if you've got video proof, I support it. As far as implementing that, I believe that the sheriff's office receives a budget. I believe our city police departments have a budget, and if they just have to prioritize and budget for it. If it's something that our police officers want, I believe they need to budget for it. As far as that goes, there's state aid, there's grants that can be written for these things. If we're wanting to see it done countywide in all the city departments, fiscal court can get together, get these departments together. We can write a grant. We can help oversee a grant. We can sign for the grant. There's things that we can do, and I'm all for it. If the fiscal court, and as far as in my district, as magistrate, I support it. I support our officers. Our officers choose, I support them. Support their decisions.
All right. What do you believe are the pressing safety concerns in District 2, and how would you address them?
Well, that's a very good question. Complex to answer, I do believe, but there is issues. I do believe that we have issues with some folks that's just roaming up and down the roads all hours of the night for no good reason at all. It's free country. We have free speech, and I believe we can walk and do what we need to do. But there are those in certain communities that have people that's walking through all hours of the night, just driving through in and out traffic all night long. I think some of these things need to be mitigated. And this where a community watch service comes in, that we can identify who it is that's coming through our communities and report it to the proper authorities and officials and have it addressed and find out why. Sometimes you see something, say something, why are you in my community? You don't live here, why are you here? Why are you circling through? So we have issues that way. We do have road issues in our community. I think about driving through Dartmouth and the mountain sliding off. They made big strides in cutting some of those major trees down off of the road. I'd like to see this get finished out. I would like to see some terracing of that mountainside come and get some of that high, steep stuff taken down to make it more safe to drive on. I know that would be a state project. I do know that. But as magistrate of District 2, I want to have the relationship with our state road department and bring these concerns to them. If I have to call them every day and tell them of every pothole that's on the state road, every tree that's hanging off in the road, every guardrail that doesn't suit me, if I have to call them every day, I will call them every day and complain about what needs to be done. I want to be a voice for my community. I want your concern to be my concern. So how would I address it? Boots on the ground, ear to a phone. If I have to walk down into the garage and office, if I got to make a trip to Frankfurt, whatever I need to do to meet the people and to greet these people and build the relationship with them, to say it's a genuine concern and we would like to see it addressed and taken care of.
All right. How much of this do you think you'll get accomplished if you're elected in your first term?
That's a very good question. Nobody can see the future, but one, and I've not reached that greatness yet. I would like to honestly say I'll get every single bit of it done. We just have to try and see. Boots on the ground, hands into it, phone calls, meeting with people, doing what we need to do, fighting for every dollar for our district we can get a hold of. I want to accomplish every bit of it and more. I don't want to limit to myself to this. I have a vision going beyond. I can't settle for right now. I can't settle for this. I'm looking terms down the road. I'm looking for change down and down and down. I have a 9-year-old out there I introduced you to just a few moments ago. Mm-hmm. I want to see things put in place that's going to cause our 9-year-olds, our 1-year-olds to be able to succeed when they get to high school and begin to graduate.
Is there anything that I may not have covered that you would like to address to the public?
I can't think of anything. I think you had some very well written and thought out questions, and I do appreciate all those. I just want the people to know that I genuinely care. I care for them, and I want them to understand and know that their needs will be mine. Their concerns will be my concern. I will be a voice for them. I will be a friend to come alongside of them, to stand with them and support them. I've always been a boots on the ground person, working, laboring right alongside of them, whoever it is, whatever it is. I just, you can tell somebody you care about them all day long, but when you're shoulder to shoulder with them, working, doing the same thing, if you're down in the muck and the mire with them, there's where genuine care comes from. Working and showing it, not just telling it.
There's 3 questions that come from the citizens there in District 2. Jenny asks, can you help do anything to get the driver's license renewal back to Harlan?
I would really like to do that. I just had to make a trip to Pineville and do that myself. It is majorly inconvenient. We have decisions that when you live in a major city like Frankfort, Louisville, and you're 10 minutes from anywhere, it doesn't matter. But when you live in a rural community, when you're an hour and a half from the nearest interstate, and I know we don't have to take an interstate to get to Pineville, when you live where we live, and you live in these back hollers like we live, and you're 20 minutes to town, another 45 minutes to another county, it doesn't make feasible sense. These were decisions that were made that did not really think of their constituents. Economically convenient, perhaps, I don't really know. To somebody, but not to me, not to you. I would love to see it come back. We have the ability, we have the facilities here. We can do it. We have the manpower here. We can do it. If there's anything that I can do, I'll make my voice heard. I'm all for it, supporting it, and I would do everything in my elected ability to try to do it. I absolutely would.
All right, Jason asked, when are they going to do something about the water? He has brown water that comes out, and he has to let it run before it clears up.
I do know that these are things that are already being works in the progress already. I think there's a new storage tank coming that will help with amount of water and supply in times of drought and times of problems that we have that they can tap into. I do know that there are plans very soon just to construct a new treatment facility, which is I'm fantastically for. So I support it. I support them. I'm in there with them for that. As far as that goes, without a good treatment center, without good infrastructure to get the water to the housing, we're limited in what we can do. But I'm all for supporting it and pressing it forward. My votes are yays. My votes is for them. I'd love to see the water system in the city of Everett's bloom and blossom. I like to be able to see Black Mountain Utility be able to get grants and funding in with help of the fiscal court, come in and replace some of the aging infrastructure in District 2 and see it do. I believe those are big steps that's going to go forward, and I do know that a lot of these things are already in place and are be happening soon. I just ask the people to be patient. We need to pray, pray that it works out.
Yes, sir. William asked, do you have any plans to help with the homeless in District 2?
That is a need that needs to be met and addressed. And I do know that there is homelessness, and it not only affects District 2, but our county, our state, our country. It is a big thing. And I would like to see something. I know we a lot of the churches that I attend partner with Christ Hands, and I know they have warming center in the cold weather. I know they have a place that people can spend the night every night if they need to. They can get a breakfast, they can get a hot supper, they can get a shower, they can get a fresh change of clothes. Until viable solutions come for our homeless, I would like to be able to see if we could and not everybody. Some people are proud homeless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
They don't want a handout. They don't want $1. They're independent and they're proud and they don't want to take charity. But to make it available, we can partner with CAA. We can partner with some of our schools that we can have meeting points throughout our county or our towns or cities or whatever. We can pick these homeless people up and we can put them on a bus. We can put them in a CAA van. We can take them to Christ's hands. We can get them their shower. We can get them a meal. If they choose, let's transport them back to their community and do what they need to do. There's things that we can do. There's absolutely things. You know, a loaf of bread and a pound of bologna will go a long way to somebody, you know, that's hungry.
Yes, sir.
We can do it. You know, I believe that we are the hands and feet of the Lord Jesus Christ. I believe that. And if we're not doing it, then we're not doing His will. So I think there's lots of things that we can do, and this comes back down to the community. I met with some people last week that they're experiencing an issue in their community here in the county, and there's a homeless man, and he was living in a tent for a few days. The community came together, and they provided him housing, and they're making sure he has meals every day, and they're in the community, not with tax dollars, not with county funding, not with anything. The community got together and they met with this man and they're taking care of him. That's where it comes down to. It's got to start right here. It's got to start right here. It's got to start right there with you. If we see a need, we can walk by it or we can fix it. Let me tell you one little quick thing here. Early after I got saved and was born again and was in church, it was time for morning prayer, and I was on my way up, and I went up, prayed. On my way back, there was a piece of paper in the floor. And I seen that piece of paper, and I said, well, we have a custodian. That's not my job. A moment later, one of the oldest sisters in the church come and saw that, which was not the custodian, seen that piece of paper, and she picked that up. And the guilt, and I thought, no more. Whether it's not my job or not, the work can't be done if we don't take the time to bend over and pick it up. As magistrate, I want to be able to bend over and pick it up. It might not be my job, but if I see something needs to be done, I want to do it. I'm the dude that walks through Walmart and sees a can of beans fall on the floor, and I'll start picking it up. That ain't my job. I don't even work there, but I helped somebody. I want to help people. Might not be my job at times to do something, but if I can lend a hand, if I can lend some advice, if I can reach in and help, I want to help. And I genuinely want to be Magistrate of District 2, and I'll put every heart that I have into it, and labor, and knowledge, and wisdom that I've gained throughout my life into it. And I do my very best. I do my very best.
All right. That sounds good. I want to thank you for your interview, sir.
Yes, sir. It was a pleasure.
All right, guys, that is the interview with Mr. Carl Canterbury, who is, like I said, running for District 2 Magistrate here in Harlan County. So now you all have 2 interviews to look at, compare, see who you think's the best person for you, the citizen. Anyway, guys, God bless you. I want to thank you all for watching. Please make sure you comment, subscribe, tickle that little bell to hit all, and please share it to everybody. Thank you. God bless you.